I've been sitting in observance for a few days of the types of things that have been coming across on social media and the vibration coming through. And so I've been asked to bring forth a message, and it's got a few layers. And the main layer is explaining ego again. Now, how this concept coming through is not new, but it's just to be said again. Now, when we talk about ego, it literally is a word. It's simply like your name. Your ego is what you are. If you're in a negative ego, though, you're in one way. If you're in a positive ego, you're in another way. But ego is just ego, right? So when I think the clarity needs to be for the understanding of what ego is to begin with, because everyone needs to have a healthy sense of ego. You can pretty much use that as a sense of self, same kind of a word. That's the first part. The next part is being in a healthy ego may translate to some as being, full of yourself or stuck up or conceited or whatever you may think. And that's usually the perception of the person coming at, observing the other. Finding that when we are in a place of lack is when we judge the hardest. The next concept or the next idea that came through was about having open space to be able to listen with your heart and all your senses, so you can understand the messages coming through. A lot of people are misunderstanding messages because they're listening with their ears only, and maybe not from a place of complete surrender to receive. And this is simply because there are many concepts and many ideas that have no earthly words for explanation. And so we try our best to use what we have and what we know, the words, the English language, or the not English language, but like spoken language is so unbelievably small compared to the emotions that are tried to, bring forth sometimes. The understandings of concepts, So sometimes an explanation in its simplest form, maybe only a paragraph of text, actually would be better off with maybe a nice 30-minute spoken video. But we don't have that kind of time. So when you're reading this paragraph of text, it's better to sit with it for a moment and allow maybe the ingesting of the ideas energetically that the person was trying to send through what they were either writing or speaking or whatnot. I'm seeing a lot of, and this is where this all comes together now, I'm seeing a lot of, right now, a lot of misunderstanding, because there are people who are in their correct ego and standing in their power. And so when this happens, there are people who are not ready yet to hear some of their truths, and maybe are not understanding everything that's coming out. And so then there becomes this disconnect and fighting within the spiritual community. And there's no hierarchy. There was never supposed to be a hierarchy. There are, children, people who are months in only to their journey, who are in so much more knowledge than some people I've been seeing that are talking for years. And not to say one is better than the other, just giving the space that there are some that are coming in completely aware, and we should allow this new energy in. Because if we're not going to allow this energy in, we are just doing the same thing that we've always been doing. Gatekeeping and holding back. How can we change something if we don't allow for new concepts and new ideas? We need to sometimes get rid of the old, or allow shifts in the old and allow new concepts to come in for larger healing in the whole collective. So just think about that a little bit. Understanding that some newer people have newer concepts and very much can do what they say they can do and teach. And the young ones, the actual little ones, children, can do a lot of things that, just they can do it. And we shouldn't gatekeep them. And we should allow them to just be what they can be and what they were born to be. And that's pretty much it. Working on our own egos, working on our place, working on accepting and releasing and allowing.